Okay, for problem 4 of the FEP hydraulics homework from chapter 5, we're going to figure out what's going to happen to the headwater elevation in problem 3 if we lower the inlet invert to 110.5 feet or if we lower it to 109 feet. So let's go ahead and think about what would happen if we change those inlet inverts. So right now it's 112. And we were able to find that slope by taking the 112 and subtracting the 108. Well, now that 112 is going to reduce to 110.5 or 109.0. So one way of thinking about this is to think about finding a new slope. So if we have a new slope, well, instead of using that 112, we'll start off with the 110.5 feet and we'll subtract the 108 feet. And then we would take that over that whole length, right? That culvert length of 200 feet. But remember that slope times length is actually one of the numbers that we're interested in when we calculate headwater. Because in order to find that headwater, we take the head, we add the tailwater, and we subtract that slope times length. So I'm just going to keep that difference in elevations in a slope times length format, so that 110.5 minus the 108 is equal to 2.5 feet, and that way I can plug it right into that formula to find the headwater. So I'll take the head plus the tailwater minus that slope times length. The head we had found before here was 3.8 feet. We found that in number 2. We have the tailwater given to us as 1.5 feet. And now we know that slope times length with the new elevation, inlet elevation, is going to be minus 2.5 feet. So that's going to give us a new headwater depth of 2.8 feet. And so now to find that new headwater elevation, we'll take that beginning elevation, which was defined above the inlet, which was 110.5 feet, and add the 2.8 feet to it. And that does give us 113.3 feet for part A. Now for part B, we're going to follow the same procedure here. We're just lowering it further. Instead of 110.5 feet that we did for part A, we're going to go all the way down to 109 feet. So I'm going to follow that same procedure here and find that S naught L. And so it's just going to be now 109 feet minus 108 feet. So that's just going to equal to 1 foot. And so for my HW here, I'm going to have my 3.8 again, plus my 1.5, but this time I'm subtracting 1 from it instead of 2.5. So that gets me a new headwater of 4.3 feet, again, which will give me a new headwater elevation, again above the inlet invert, which I've got that new elevation was 109. So now I add the 4.3 feet and I wind up with a total of 113.3 feet as well for that headwater elevation. So 2.8 for the first headwater, 113.3 feet for the elevation, 4.3 and 113.3 for the second.